Hey, fourth graders. This is your Math 2-1 video. It's Monday, and it's going to be a short one. We're going to do something today that I think should and will be quite a review. So let's go ahead and I'm going to share. All right, here we go. So I'm going to scoot over a bit. You might not see me much, and that's just fine. This is the only thing we're going to focus on today. When we come to live math, we'll dive even deeper into this. But what we're going to start doing is learning longer and bigger multiplication, and place value is going to play a really big part of it as we start getting larger with numbers, double digits, triple digits, even 4 digits, right? So all I want us to get our minds wrapped around before live math today are these 3 pictures. I want us to make observations, see what is similar, what is different, and maybe what you could say about these 3 drawings. The 2 words that I'm going to go over with you today are array and area. So the first thing I might ask you is, what do you know, what do you remember about arrays? Let me give you a second to just gather those thoughts. I hope when you hear the word array that you're thinking about rows and columns, right? So these are labeled really nicely in this first drawing. Okay, so when we have an array, we think about rows and columns. Now, how do we link that to area? Well, area, if you'll remember, is the measurement inside. So if these are considered square units, and we wanted to find the area of this, well, we could take our rows times our column, and we could find out how many square units that is. So I would have rows times column. So I could be thinking 2 times 3 equals 6 square units. I hope that comes back to you. I hope that's really easy for you, okay? This would be our area, and I can use the variable a to represent area, the measurement inside of a shape. So now go ahead and look at these 3 drawings. They're exactly the same size, you can see from the measurement, but there's something different about each of them. This first one, let's give this a number 1. This is what we would just call an array. You will see the square units, and you'll see that there is space between them. So that really identifies the rows and the columns. As we move over to this second drawing, well, they've sort of been smushed together, right? There is no more space, and I would now say this has been drawn or squeezed into a rectangle. I wouldn't necessarily call this a rectangle. I would still call this an array because I can really see those rows and columns. This has no more separation, so I'm going to call this a rectangle. Again, the same thing applies. If I want to find the area of the rectangle, I'm trying to find the measurement, how many units the inside is of this rectangle. And I can do that by I can think of it as length times width. I can still be thinking rows and columns. My area will still have the equation 2 times 3. I could use 3 times 2. That's the commutative property, right? I can flip-flop my factors. It won't make a difference. Well, this one is even different, more different. Now what's going on here. When I look at number 3, I don't see any more lines. There are no more units for me to count. When you were in 3rd grade, maybe even 2nd grade, we would say, count all the boxes inside each square unit. Well, now 3rd grade, 4th grade, and beyond, we're going to start using what we call an area model to draw, measure, and start using our multiplication to find the products that we need. So I just want you to think of that: an array, a rectangle, and now an area model. An area model is something that we're going to start talking more about as our multiplication grows. We're going to start drawing area models to help us with our larger multiplication. Okay, so let's read what this says at the bottom. You can draw a rectangle for any multiplication. In the real world, we use multiplication for finding both sizes of arrays and areas of figures. So I just want you to feel comfortable with these words, and that will get you ready for today's live math lesson. Okay, great job. See you soon.